everyone, welcome to Sulam TV program, and today headlines will be discovered about secure, protect and prevent to make sure safety at home and no one gets hurt. As we know, housing a resident is a basic necessity for living life in the world. The house becomes a shelter from a bad weather, threats from liars and dangerous lives. But the house also has risk of causing injuries and accidents to its occupants. If there are no preventive measures, hazards and the risk of loss of life can occur. Did you know that the most people involved in accidents and hazards at home are children under the age of 14 and the elderly over the age of 65? Many common things around our house can be poisonous. Poisons can make children very sick if they eat or drink them, and in some cases, this can cause to death. Common household poisons include medicine such as paracetamol, prescription medication, or cough and cold medicines. Besides that, hand sanitizer, cleaning products such as bleach, dishwasher powder, and toilet cleaner. For your information, medication poisoning is one of the leading causes of child poisoning because medications often look and taste like candy. And if kids can get into it, they will probably try. To keep children safe at home, put all the poisons and medicines out of reach and out of sight. Secondly, keep medicines and poisons in a locked cupboard or container, or put them in a high place at least 1.5 meter height so children cannot reach. Lastly, keep bags and handbags out of reach too. Always supervise children around medicines and poisons because they are fast, curious and are great at climbing, and always find ways to open cupboards and containers.
No matter how much we strive to make our domestic environment as safe as possible, accidents at home can still happen, even in the most conscientious of households. When it comes to the health of our families, especially for those with young children, it makes sense to know exactly what to do if these common scenarios do occur. Here are the most common accidents that can happen in the home. First, fall. Fall are the leading cause of injury among children. When and where are the falls most likely to happen? These are the common fall hazards. Include stairs, beds without railings, windows, elevated landings, baby walkers, and slippery bathtub. Also, while falls are the most common injury for kids of all ages, babies and toddlers are especially fall prone. Little humans simply don't have the same movement control and balance that older kids and adults do. Of course, there are numerous child fall prevention best practices that can help reduce the chances of a serious injury, but falls can still happen in a flash. Second, being struck by or against an object. Most kids get bumped into on a regular basis, especially if they play sports or have older siblings. Usually, these run-ins are minor accidents caused by playing a little too hard or getting distracted. When and where are kids more likely to get struck by or against an object? This type of childhood injuries can happen anytime and anywhere. Here is just a sampling of some of the accidents that fall into this category. Walking into a wall, door or piece of furniture, being hit by an object or a falling storage box, or being pinned under a piece of furniture or an appliance that tip over. 3. Cuts and puncture wounds. Whether they are playing with friends or helping you in the yard, a lot of kids accidentally cut or poke themselves with something sharp. Most wounds will sting and throb, but once they are clean and patched up, they typically heal pretty quickly. But more serious laceration or piercing are relatively common, especially for kids between 5 and 14 years old. When are cuts and piercing most likely to happen? Usually, most deep cuts or piercing occur after another common kids injury occurs, namely a bad fall or being hit by something. But other household accidents involving machinery like yard tools, kitchen appliances, or cutlery can be the culprit too. Next, let's see the causes of accidents at home for elderly. Injury among elderly people is usually associated with high morbidity and mortality and is thus a public health concern. Home accidents and injury are the most common things happen among the elderly. Therefore, here are the causes of accidents happen to elderly at home. There are two factors that influence the causes, which first is external factors. These include lighting that may interfere with one's vision, stairs and floors that likely to be the places where the elderly easy to fall. Then medicine and lack of spaces to depend are also the reason why elderly involved in accidents. As we know, elderly have a higher risk of developing conditions like dementia, osteoporosis, and Parkinson's disease. Next, we move to the internal factors. The factors are age and strength, which indicates their sight, vision, and hearing. The abilities for movement, balance, and cognitive impairment and sensory deficit. Depression and chronic disease are also the internal factors that contribute to the accident causes among elderly at home.
The hazards that exist in our homes are very common, especially for parents who have babies or toddlers. The hazards can be burns, falls, drowning, poisoning, or suffocation. Here are some secure prevention and protection of hazards in our house. If it is a first-degree burns where only the first layer of the skin has been affected, please do the following. First, hold it under cool water or place it in the cool water for 10 to 15 minutes to reduce the swelling. Do not ice it. Second, loosely wrap the wound with a sterile gauze bandage. And the last one is take over-the-counter pain medication if necessary. For all other burns, call 911 and seek medical attention immediately. If this accident happens, please make sure the type of substance or medicine that has been ingested first. Bring the ingredients along when seeking treatment from a doctor or paramedic. Drugs that remain can be calculated to estimate the dose ingested. You can contact the National Poison Center, which can give advice or emergency measures that can be taken before being taken to a hospital or a clinic.
If choking happens to your child, it is recommended anyone caring for children should do a first aid course and learn infant and child cardiopulmonary resuscitation in the case of an emergency.
Coughing is an effective way to push the object out. If the object is not clear, stand beside the child and lean them forward. Using the heel of your hand, make 5 quick blows at the child's back between shoulder blades. In an event that an infant is choking, what needs to be done? Stay calm and lay them face down on your arm. Ensure head is lower and supported by your hand in this position. Using the heel of your hand, make 5 quick blows at the infant's back between shoulder blades. If the object still does not come out, perform the Heimlich maneuver. Standing behind the child, put your arms around their torso. Clench one hand into a fist and place it just above child's belly button, below the lower ribs, thumb faces stomach. Cup the other hand firmly over your fist. Using both hands, thrust your fist toward the child diaphragm in your direction and upward. Repeat the maneuver until the object is clear. If the object is still stuck, lay the infant on their back. Use 2 fingers to make 5 quick thrusts on the infant's breastbone. This chest thrust will squeeze the air out of the infant's lung to dislodge the object. In case the child has passed out or cannot stand, perform the following steps. Lay the victim on their back. Sit next to their hip and face them. Put one of your hand on top of the other and place the base of your palm between their belly button and lower ribs. Push the abdomen towards the diaphragm, pushing in and up. Repeat several times until the object is clear. Repeat the above multiple times if needed until the blockage is clear. Call emergency number immediately to have professional medical support.
Have kids sit and chew their food thoroughly when eating so that they are less likely to swallow the whole food. Make sure that kids under 4 don't have access to hard or smooth foods that can block their airway. Also, be careful with soft foods and make sure to always cut them into small pieces. Frequently check toys for loose or broken parts.
How can we prevent slip and fall accident at home? We will go through one by one. Firstly, we will discuss on how to prevent from fall at the hallway in the house. As the hallway is the main path that we use, we need to ensure that it is safe enough for everyone. We need to check the front step at the front door to make sure that they are not broken. If there are any damage on this part, please fix it as soon as possible before any accident occurs. Next, we need to remove boxes, electrical cord, and other things from walkways. It is because it can be the reason for people to trip. In addition, we need to move away the furniture from high traffic areas so people can see where they are going. Secondly, we will discuss on how to prevent from falling at the stairs. To avoid tripping on the stairs, please turn on the light before going up and going down. Next, make sure to always check on the staircase and remove the clutter from it. The clutter on the stairway are usually hard to be seen and noticed, so it can make someone trip over it. In addition, if any of you have kids and other people in the house, please take an initiative to attach the safety gate at the top and the bottom of the stairway. This will make the vulnerable people unable to access the stair. Next, we will discuss on how to prevent falling at the kitchen. For those who are always cook for the family, make sure to put your commonly used items within reach, so we can avoid using step stools and chairs because both of these things can make us easily lose our balance when we want to reach the items on the higher shelf. Please replace the scatter rug with rubber pad rugs to make sure it is placed securely on the floor and does not have any turned edges and corners that can make we trip. Moreover, make sure to avoid using shiny floors and wipe up spills immediately. It is because the kitchen floors can be slippery and very dangerous when wet. Lastly, way to prevent falling in the bedroom is by cleaning the bedroom floors frequently. This is because the bedroom floor can be slippery in the short time. It is better to install non-slip surface on the floor and wear the suitable footwear to avoid from slip. Next, install grab bars by the toilets and the tub to provide support if we lose our balance when we are trying to reach our toiletries. Having something to hold on will keep us steady while our body adjusts. Lastly, make sure to always keep the bedroom door closed, especially when you have kids at home. By doing this, we can prevent the kids from accessing the bedroom and also can stop them from fall down on the wet floor.
Next, I want to talk about the hazard of drowning at home, swimming pools, and water reservoir area. Many of young children like being around and in water, but safety precautions must be taken. One of the leading causes of death among children 1 to 4 years of age is drowning. Most often at home, babies and toddlers drown in swimming pools. At home, drowning can also happen in the bathtub and especially in the 5-gallon of buckets. For this reason, adults must always watch their children when in or near water. Never leave them alone at the swimming pool without adult supervision. In case if you have something else to do, like you have to take the towel or you want to pick up your phone, if you're a parent, make sure to bring your child together with you. Or if you have younger siblings, bring your younger brother or sister with you to prevent unwanted accidents like drowning. And as a parent, make sure to teach your children about the hazard signs and advise them to not accept the challenge from their friends that can cause danger to themselves. Lastly, skin burns and wounds. These cases usually happen at the kitchen. To prevent this accident, firstly, be alarmed. Install and maintain smoke alarms in your home on every floor and near to all rooms family members live in. Secondly, store flammable materials. For example, store flammable liquid tightly sealed in original container, out of reach of the children, and away from the source of heat or flames. Thirdly, test food temperature before feeding young children. Be careful with food or water that warm in the microwave. And fourth, never leave a room unattended when the candles, fireplace, or heaters were in use, because it could be dangerous for the younger children. In conclusion, all the discussed safety tips previously should be put into consideration. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. It's mean if you put in a little effort to prevent a problem, you doesn't have to put in a lot of effort to solve the problem. So it is better to stop something bad from happening rather than to deal with it after it has happened. We hope our program, which is Secure, Protect and Prevent, can enlighten you about the importance of safety around us. That's all from us. Thank you for your time.